All right, so what we have here is a bike built for Cafe Racer TV. Basically what it is a Ninja 500 motor, bored out to 600 with many inner motor mods, CR carbs, in a CB550 frame. So it's like a late 80s, early 90s motor in a 1977 CB550 frame. We chose both platforms because of the torque and the output of a 4-valve per cylinder motor, lightweight, good power, nice torque, in the handling of a CB550 frame. Tubular construction, so it's pretty sturdy, easy to gusset. And then with the bodywork, I chose the look of an old CZ V4 Type 860 race bike, so kind of a 60s race look. And then basically, kind of melded the eras together. A little bit of everything. What we did with the front end is it's a stock CB550 front end, basically rebuilt, and stock fork tubes just brushed down, woodcraft clip-ons with MSR clutch lever, Nissan master cylinder on the side powering the brakes. With the tank, I altered CB550 Super Sport tank, basically trimmed off the sides and the back, extended it. And I did intend on painting it, but by popular demand, I brushed it out just to get most of the rust off, and everybody seemed to like it with the raw metal. So that's what we ended up with, stuck with that. But basically, so then what we did was with the motor and exhaust, it's the stock coolant system, basically with the fairing and everything removed from the EX500. It flows extremely well, so there was no reason to go with something bigger, more bulky. The exhaust, the headers are the stock headers with handmade megaphone pipes. It's the first time I've ever made pipes, and they turned out pretty well. Ended up making both of them the same, luckily, first shot. And then with, let's see, other control things, we got Works shocks in the rear, highly adjustable, really great shocks. You can adjust them in pretty much every which way. Moto bits, rear sets, and control, the whole control package. I ended up modifying it's a Moto R rear set mount. Had the proper geometry with the Moto bits, pegs and levers. A few panels handmade instead of the plastic piece of crap that was in there before. And then with the wheels, we did a KDX 200 rear hub. I made a sprocket carrier to get the proper chain line, disc brakes. So on the other side we have, so I made a handmade caliper mount, mounted, a Nissan brake caliper with a Nissan master cylinder. The master cylinder came off of a CBR 600. Basically, so that's the rear. The front is a Warp 9. Well, both are Warp 9 rims. It's a Warp 9 KTM hub and a wave rotor with a Brembo dual pot caliper, powered by a Nissan master cylinder. And then for a gauge, thought it'd be nice to put on something where you can get pretty much all the readings. So we have a Trail Tech Vapor Stealth, the black version. So it gives you water temperature, miles per hour, RPM, basically everything you could need, clock, you could do, lap times and all that. Simplified electronics, everything down, I've rewired the whole bike from front to back. There's a Shirai battery in the back, everything simplified, there's no key, it's just all switches. So it's pretty much just, it's set up for racing. It's safety wired for racing as well. Every bolt, every drain plug, anything that contains fluid is safety wired. And so basically what we ended up with is a track bike. And the suspension is so stiff that it's really hard to ride on the street because it's so bumpy. But it is extremely fast, extremely stable, quick in the corners. We have Avon race rubber, so it sticks to the road like nobody's business. But basically, it's a streetable track bike. Streetable because it has lights and a speedometer. But other than that, it's pretty much a track bike.